In September of 476 AD, a 16-year-old boy named Romulus Augustulus sat on the throne of the Western Roman Empire. He would be the last to do so. A Germanic chieftain named Odoacer walked into Rome, not with an army at his back, but with a simple demand. The boy surrendered his crown. No great battle, no dramatic siege, just paperwork. And with that quiet moment, the greatest civilization the ancient world had ever known ended. What if it didn't? What if the Roman Empire never fell and ruled the world for another 2,000 years? To understand how Rome could have survived forever, we need to understand what actually killed it. And here's something that might surprise you. It wasn't the barbarians. Rome died from the inside. Between 235 and 284 AD, a period historians call the crisis of the 3rd century, the empire tore itself apart. In just 49 years, Rome cycled through 26 emperors. Most were assassinated by their own soldiers. The year 238 alone saw 6 different men claim the throne. All 6 died violently. The problem wasn't foreign invasion, it was succession. Rome had no constitution, no peaceful way to transfer power. Every emperor's death was an invitation to civil war. And civil wars are expensive. To buy soldiers' loyalty, emperors debased the currency. Inflation spiraled. Trade networks collapsed. And when the plagues came, the Antonine Plague, the plague of Cyprian, there was no stable government left to respond. In our timeline, Emperor Diocletian tried to fix this in 284 AD. He created the Tetrarchy, 4 co-emperors ruling together with clear rules for succession. It was brilliant, it almost worked. But within 20 years of his retirement, his successors were at war again. In our alternate timeline, we change one thing. Diocletian's reforms don't just stabilize the empire temporarily. They become permanent. A true constitutional monarchy emerges. Peaceful succession, stable government, and with stability, Rome can focus on what it does best. Here's a fact that will change how you think about ancient Rome. They were one invention away from the Industrial Revolution, and they already had technology we still can't fully replicate. Roman concrete doesn't just survive for millennia, it actually gets stronger in seawater, healing its own cracks through a chemical reaction with volcanic ash. Modern concrete crumbles in decades. Theirs has lasted 2,000 years. Scientists at Berkeley are still trying to figure out how they did it. And then there was this. In the 1st century AD, a Greek-Egyptian engineer named Hero of Alexandria built a hollow sphere that spun when water was heated beneath it. Steam escaped through 2 nozzles, creating thrust, the world's first steam turbine. Hero used it to amaze temple visitors, making statues appear to breathe, opening doors as if by magic. But here's why it never became an engine. Rome ran on slaves. When human labor is that cheap, why build machines? But in a stable, long-lasting empire, economics change, wars of conquest slow, the slave supply dries up, labor becomes expensive, and suddenly, machines become attractive. By 600 AD in our alternate timeline, steam pumps drain mines. By 700 AD, steam-powered ships dominate the Mediterranean, galleys that don't need rowers. The Industrial Revolution that happened in Britain in the 1760s? In this timeline, it happens in Rome, 1,000 years earlier. A technologically superior Rome doesn't stay within its historical borders. Steam-powered navies need coal, growing industries need markets, and Rome has always been hungry. By 800 AD, Roman explorers have rounded Africa. By 850 AD, they've established trading posts in India and made contact with Tang Dynasty China. Two ancient superpowers meeting across the Silk Road's terminus. And then the Americas. In our timeline, Europeans arrived in 1492. In this timeline, Roman explorers reached the Caribbean by 900 AD, nearly 600 years earlier. Now here's what makes Rome different from the Spanish conquistadors. Rome had a long tradition of absorbing conquered peoples. Gauls became Roman. Greeks became Roman. Egyptians became Roman. Within generations, their elites joined the Senate. Their gods entered the pantheon. The Romans weren't kind, but they were practical. In this timeline, the great civilizations of the Americas aren't destroyed. They're integrated, Romanized. Within 2 centuries, the first senator of Mesoamerican descent takes his seat in a chamber that now spans 2 hemispheres. By the year 1000 AD, while in our timeline, Europe struggles through its medieval era, the Roman Empire has become something unprecedented. Not just a superpower, the only power. There is no France, no England, no future United States. There is only Rome. Fast forward to today, except it isn't 2025 AD. It's 2778 AUC, Abba Urbe Condita. From the founding of the city, what would this world look like? Latin isn't a dead language. It's the global lingua franca, as dominant as English in our world, perhaps more so. Every scientific paper, every international treaty, every line of code is written in the language of Cicero and Caesar. Your phone speaks Latin. Roman law, already the foundation of most Western legal systems in our timeline, is universal here. But democracy as we know it, that never developed. Instead, the Principate evolved, ruled by a constitutional emperor advised by an elected senate, authoritarian by our standards, but stable for 2,000 years. With 1,000 extra years of stable development, Rome reached our current level of technology around 1500 AD by our calendar. By now, fusion power is old news. The moon has been settled for centuries, and Mars isn't a dream, it's a province, Nova Roma Martialis. The legions march on alien soil, and the eagles fly beneath foreign stars. But this world is not a utopia. Rome was never a democracy. It was an empire, often brutal, always hierarchical. A global Rome would have prevented many things we take for granted. There would be no Renaissance, because there would be no fall to recover from. No Enlightenment born from competing nations and ideas, no French Revolution, no American experiment in self-governance, no universal declaration of human rights. Just order. Efficient, eternal, suffocating order. The innovation born from competition between rival states, the diversity of thought that emerges from chaos, gone. There's a reason empires eventually fall. Perhaps freedom, as we understand it, was only possible because Rome fell. Perhaps the Dark Ages weren't a tragedy. Perhaps they were a crucible, forging the very values that make our chaotic, fractured world worth living in. The Roman Empire fell 1,549 years ago. In its place rose dozens of nations, hundreds of languages, thousands of competing ideas. Our world is messy, divided, free, precisely because Rome fell. But somewhere in another timeline, where one reform held, where one succession went peacefully, the eagles still fly, the legions still march, and Rome is eternal. This is the other timeline, where we explore the paths not taken.